See this beautiful walk behind me? Oh, so the energy in this little walkway, it's like, well, you know what, I just gotta stand here and soak it up, so why don't I make a video of it with the snow. So it is 02/02/2020. Magical Marguerite. Maybe Margarita is coming back. So there's a word for it. It starts with a P. If anyone knows the word, you can put it down. But the sequence that is forward and backwards. And it hasn't happened in like 900 years. And today's my baby bro's birthday. It's Groundhog Day, Imbolic Day, and some news day. Yesterday was the census for Ontario trumpeter swans, and I did Brantford area, and I didn't see one swan. So yeah, I'm a bit heartbroken today, but this beauty is filling me up, and that's what's giving me something to live for, is the swans. So it's a Sunday. It feels like a cathedral in here. So this is like difficult to speak for me. So news is I have the titles, ISB and numbers for 2 books. One is a remake, one's already done, The Return of the Trumpeter, no, The Return of the Wild. So it now, because of the tragic story with Mama Swan 981 dying in December, it needs an upgrade, and so I've put it, I'm publishing under Lulu, where I've made the calendars. And this is like, oh my God, like I was thinking, okay, I gotta bare my soul with the next one. So the first one's an ebook. This one has the opportunity to be in soft cover. And so the title is Swan Therapy: Surviving Complex Trauma, Returning to Soul. And I'm like, I gotta bare my soul, right? Am I ready for this? And on this day last year, I already did that. And taking the stand against Doreen Virtue and her A to Z list, triggering my complex trauma. And so, like, warning here, like, I get kind of graphic because I couldn't explain how much my heart was already so wounded. But that was like a fork in the road, you know? And I had to continue standing for myself. So I've already talked about the complex trauma. And since last February, I've learned a hell of a lot more. Oh my God. started doing Reiki to heal myself, and thank God, because I had the summer of hell. Well, if you've been following me, you know that. But now I'm in heaven. I'm in a cathedral, and I have safety and stability, so I can stand for myself. Swans help me drop shame. That's the underlying factor of complex trauma, is deep abiding shame. And how Mr. and Mrs. Soul remind us of what it means to be human and passing on a legacy. And I called to the goddess Brigid. Oh, and so I'm walking here, and of course I called to goddess Brigid because today is, and her message, and I was reading from Doreen's cards, and it was like, don't back down. And aren't I walking here, and there's this woman, pregnant woman, in a royal blue gown being photographied. Anyways, and I asked if I could take some pictures. Oh my God, like how symbolic. And they didn't even know what Imbolic was. Okay, have you ever noticed truth rhymes? Anyways, there's a path I take over there. Found my favorite tree. I think this is all my favorite tree. Oh, you wouldn't believe the energy that feels in there. And this, symbolically, is a school for the blind. Oh yeah, okay. So these photos are going to be blind to everybody, except the woman, Amanda, was fine with her photos being taken and shared, but the photographer, it was her photo shoot. So she's like, no, I don't want you to share on social media. And I said, well, I have an Awakened Magic private email list, right? And I'll ask them all to be, stand in integrity and not to share these. So, but, this is my YouTube family I'm going to post a link there of that video of the trauma from a spiritual leader. Like, holy shit. But then coming into compassion, because then I was with alcoholics with friggin' she's calling 73 New Age things demons and devil, and we're all gonna burn in hell, basically. It's like, oh my God, I guess that was the fork in the road. Are you gonna believe this 3D bullshit, or take a stand and say, fuck the lies? It's so obvious if you're just going for the money than following spirit. And I talk about the Fae and in there, coming out of the closet in 2016, and then my life going to hell. And the Swans mirroring so much, and they had their own trauma last year. So being the voice for the voiceless. Okay, so Swan Adventures. I started Instagram, Ontario Trumpeter Swans. I started Facebook page, and a couple of my friends are admins with me, and it's Friends of the Trumpeter Swans. We love Trumpeter Swans. So yeah, focusing on Ontario, but like that, that's the story. But people can post any photos and stories, any relationships, because on Facebook there is, and that's how I knew about the census, because I knew about them before, that there's Swan Rescue. So that's an amazing society, private group. I can't think. Walking, talking. It's time to turn it off. That's the update on this very special, rare day with very special swans. So don't take them for granted. And I have a YouTube channel with the tragedy that struck my swans in 2019. So dedicating it to them. And it needs lots of updates. So that is YouTube. I guess I'll get the links down below before this gets posted. So who knows when you'll see it. Trumpeter swans in Ontario. I got an Instagram with that too, but I'm not really, I put a few things on it, but not much. Okay, so, wow, that's a lot of updates. And I'm giving fairy readings again. Okay, put the schedule below. Bye.